All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there. That says like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show. Don't worry. The title of itself is self-explanatory. I should say that headline. Trump claims countries are kissing my ass for tariff deals. The first scripture that come in mind real quick. Get this out the way. Proverbs 16 and 18. The pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. So this is a proudful statement that was mentioned right here. Trump claims countries kissing my ass for tariff deals. Now, geopolitics, if you don't know anything about geopolitics, basically it's just geo meaning world politics. All right. So the world politics right now is a group of powerful countries that is not part of the NATO, which is a North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or EU, which is European Union. Outside of these particular group of individuals, there have been countries that had true world resources, meaning in their countries they have all the resources in the world. So I believe they came out about, I'll say 3 or 4 years ago, a little group of individuals called BRICS, which consists of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and what's the S stand for again? I always forget what it stands for. I'm not going to look it up. And part of this group of individuals later on in line came in Iran. Turkey want to be involved. But in particular, a lot of African nations as well. But in particular, these nations that existed together, those countries, they have natural resources. So you could say 75% of the natural resources that they have can feed a country. I just bring this up to show you this statement that Trump is saying, which is believable. This statement that Trump is saying is half truths. Now, according to Revelations 18th chapter, matter of fact, I could hold it. I'm not gonna read all of it. But according to the Revelations, the 18th chapter, yes, it is obvious that these nations need Babylon, which is America. But this statement is out of this world. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. I'm going to read the whole thing. President Donald J. Trump has claimed that a dozen of countries are scrambling to negotiate trade deals with the United States following his sweeping new tariffs, boasting that foreign leaders are begging for exemption to avoid a full impact of levies. So Trump is a freaking proud ass Edomite, and that's what we get. Esau, Edom are proud, even though a lot of this stuff is theater. Yeah, that's a good word. A lot of it's theater. All right. What Trump is doing to America, that Biden was continuing, Trump himself again, Obama, Bush, they're helping the decline of America. rapidly. Each president's job is to make this place worse than it was before. In other words, they're doing their job. So by them doing this, or allowing this to happen, shows that they want to enter in their new world order. And the only people that's going to be affected by these tariffs, like everybody been saying, is the poor of the people. Money's not circulating correctly how it once was. So money is not circulating. The economy is in shambles. The stock market is, they dump trillions of dollars, and he's still trying to be proudful, say, oh, we're in a good condition, or so forth. Everything that he tariff, if he was a wise man, which would take counsel, obviously they did take counsel, not the counsel that people want to know, because it's all about the end results. And the results right now, there's a lot of pain and suffering. It says, speaking at the National Republican Congressional Committee, then on Tuesday night, Trump said his administration is doing very well in the early negotiations with countries already hit with baseline 10% tariff last week, and dozens were facing even steeper duties starting Wednesday. I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass, Trump said. They are dying to make a deal. Please, please, sir, make a deal. I would do anything, sir. So this devil, man, that's a proud fucking devil, man. That's a proud statement. But I won't be surprised if they did say that. I won't. Because overall, America's going to be destroyed. And the main reason why it's going to be destroyed is because of the pride of this world. Matter of fact, keep throwing that word out there. Let me get this out. Where are you? There you are. This is the Apocrypha. 2nd Ezra 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell in the latter time. Shall dwell in the. I'm writing wrong. Sorry. But many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So pride is the American way. That's what we had. Who knows what they're going to do this year, but it dedicated a whole month for walking abominable individuals. But the scripture says many great miseries. So Donald J. Trump is about to leave you people in a miserable state, worse than he was before. I was expecting this to take place summertime, but it expedited. Because, like the scripture says, the devil knows that he have a short time. All right? So they know that their time is ticking. This is why they're speeding things up. Real quick, I'm going to read this version instead. The same thing in Obadiah. Jeremiah 49, I start at 14. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador sent unto the heathen. The ambassador is Gomer Nasa. What they called was a 6-day war. He had made a prominent statement when the 1948ers took the land, and they were furious because that region was mostly Muslims, Shiite, or the other. So you had a country that was, the region that was controlled by different forms of Muslims. Now, when you go into the history, I was talking about it on Saturday. The British, who was run by the small 1948ers, the Small Hatters, mainly the Rothschilds, had sent small hatters into the land. Now this goes back to the Balfour Declaration, which Balfour himself written to the Rothschilds at the time to convince the British government to do that, because the Rothschilds control all of the the powerful governments of the at that time until this very moment. So Goma Nasser made a statement: how can the Jews left black and come back white? To stir up the anger of the Arabs. So he was that ambassador. It says, gather together and come against her and raise up to the battle. So there was a saying, there was a slogan in the 1990s. Was it the 1990s? Yeah, I'm old. 90, maybe 80s, 90s. Peace in the Middle East. No, it was in the 90s. That was on the war with Kuwait. No, I think it was Kuwait. I know it was definitely Iraq. So there will be never no peace in the Middle East, because the people that's there in the Holy Land are not the true people. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, which the Hebrew word for small is quatan, meaning hated, insignificant, and they're the ones that control the region, the whole world, and despised among men, which are who? All men. All the 18 nations hate, can't stand these particular people. That terribleness and that terribleness have deceived thee, and that pride of thine heart, and the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. So for Trump to make that statement shows you what nation that he is in. And that nation that he's a part of is Esau. And they're known for what? Being very proudful. That is a proud statement to sit there and everybody's kissing my ass. He didn't say they're kissing America's ass. He said they're kissing his ass. So he's really meaning that the other nations, the leaders of the other nations is only concerned about him. So he's the centerpiece. Those are bold statements. And those bold statements is going to lead ultimately to the downfall of America. That's what the Lord who set up. And people might see this video and like, yeah, he's just one guy, but is the entire nation. All Esau, Edom are proud, extremely proud. All right, which will lead to the day of destruction. It says, and the proud of thine heart, O that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, which goes to the term Caucasian, that holdest the height of the hill, thou that shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. So Trump making this bold statement, the Lord's about to bring you out, bring you down, which goes back to Isaiah the 14th chapter. All right. Matter of fact, we're going to take it to that slack here. Isaiah 14, 12, 11. It says that pump is brought down to the grave. Pump, and you go into the word. The Hebrew word is gawan, gawan. Exaltation, majesty, proud. Majesty, exaltation, excellence. Nation of God, of the Jordan. Proud, anguish, bad sense. So the pump is their pride. But it says thy pomp is brought down to the grave. So they went from a heavenly state, which America was. This is why he's always terminology. The terminology of Esau, mainly Trump, was what? Make America great again. All right. To make something great again, you have to believe that it was once great. So this whole notion of pride, this is the last stench of it, Salakia. All right, this is the last stench of it. It says, the noise of the vows, the worm is spread under thee, the worms cover thee. Worms represent corrosion. Here it is, a country that is practically dying. All right. Roads are destroyed. Bridges are falling. Oh, it was having a discussion. I must ask a mathematical question. And the results show you the American educational system is working pretty fine. Yep, there's a bright future for this place. But anyway, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? So it's basically telling you that this individual, it was in a heavenly state. But here's the key. The term for Lucifer is not the devil. It's really talking about the king of Babylon. All right? The Hebrew word for Lucifer, right here, halayal, halayala, which means light bearer, shining one, morning star, Lucifer, of the king of Babylon and Satan. So who's the king of Babylon? Esau. All right? Esau is the king of Babylon. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Let me back up my words. Psalms 137, 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation of. So who is the subject matter? Is talking about Edom. Right? O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. So the daughter of a place is that particular place. So Edom is the daughter of Babylon. So when you read Isaiah 14, the term Lucifer just means light bearer, but also the king of Babylon. And who's the modern day king of Babylon? Esau. It says, of the morning who are cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations. So they have weakened all these nations out there. All right? They have weakened them. They took their resources and so forth. This is how America is a powerhouse the way it is. They've done raped, robbed the world, established alliances by making business deals with the regular side of the world. So now the leader of what they call the free world is threatening his alliance or his allies, so that way he himself could look good and also bring in a greater depression. All right. It says, son of the morning, have cut down to the ground which didst weaken the nations. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, and I will sit upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So this is their attitude. They pompous, they arrogant, and Like the scripture says, matter of fact, we get that. Okay. So that's a bold statement, but what we expect from the devil? Ecclesiastes to be humble. Ecclesiastes 12. No, it's 10. It says, as the judge of the people is himself, and we always use that when it comes to lewd acts that they do, but also they pompous attitude. All right. So are they officers, and what manner of people rule the cities? Such are all they that dwell therein. So people emanate their leaders. This is why celebrities is looked the way they're looked upon in society. And so happens that Donald J. Trump, not only he's supposed to be a leader of the free world, he's also a celebrity. All right. It says, in what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So that pride, not only does it exude from Trump, is also the representation of his current kingdom. It says, going back to here, for they have said in thy heart, meaning in their minds, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, which they actually, well, they've been outside the outer atmosphere, but not. They haven't passed the Van Allen belt. However, through the deception, they have people believing that they went to the moon. Okay, so this is all part of that pride, those lies, the deception. It says, in thy heart I will ascend unto heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, and will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the land in the sides of the north. Sorry. So this is all that Esau have done. All right, set up satellites, set up space stations. All right, Elon Musk already have his escape route and so forth, because they know the judgment that's coming down is not in their favor. So going back to this real quick, where was I? Sorry. I'm fucking Trump saying, I'm gonna read this middle passage. I'm telling you, these countries are calling us up, kissing my ass. To make a statement like that, you better back it up. He better back it up. Why? Because now there's no level of respect towards anybody. And everybody's going to believe in these other countries, and they're going to believe that they don't need America. So which will lead to what? Famines. From the famines will come the plagues. All right? Wars, race wars, class wars, and so forth. Because these people are filled with pride. The Lord created Esau to feel the wrath of his, to feel it blunt the entire wrath. Okay? So, America is that vessel. And it so happens that Nero/Trump is the last president. So, if he's the last president, he's setting this place up to be destroyed. All right. So let me go back to, what was that? Salakia. Um, Salakia. You know what? I'm just gonna end it off on that one. I don't wanna make this too long. But yeah, they are proud as all hell. Now everybody's claiming that everybody's kissing his ass. And he just wanna hear himself talk. Oh yeah. Isaiah 19, that the Lord said that he shall give them a cruel Lord. Well, this is some cruel shit. Because obviously this is going to affect everyone. This is why people silently are losing it. And it's going to provoke the world into other chaos. But it's all part of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's plan. And that his plan is to set Merca up with the right personnel so you can judge them. So with that being said, no one of y'all was edified. Shalom to the elect and the nations. Shalom.